You cannot deal with poverty or the alleviation of poverty and inequality without recognizing that food insecurity and climate and fragility, conflict and violence, and the things that creates are intertwined challenges. People find their way through the most difficult circumstances. I grew up in a country which was very challenged when I was a young man in the 60s. And you look at India today and look where it's grown and look how it's doing. And it tells you that people can make a difference when they put their minds to it. That's my faith. I think in the private sector, you have a lot of things that are similar to what the bank has to do. You've got challenges that look insurmountable, no matter which place you come from. You've got certain tools to work with. The most important tool is your people, and finding a way to motivate them through simplicity of communication, tracking measures of success, celebrating success, encouraging people to take risks. This is common between the private sector and the kind of place I am in today. Some other tools may be different, but the quality of people aspect is very common. So I think that there's not enough money in the MDB or philanthropic or government public world to be able to take on the challenges of climate, let alone the wider SDGs. Estimates are from trillions of dollars a year. That's just a lot of money for everything that's going on today. The only real way to get it is to get the private sector involved through a consistent investing of money, but even more importantly, their technology, their innovation, and their people. So what we've tried to do is to create a private sector lab run by Mark Carney and Shriti Vadera, staffed by 15 of the world's CEOs who are both asset managers and operators and investors in banks, and bring them in and talk about the things that we can do at the bank to help them bring their money to bear on renewable energy in the middle income markets. And getting them involved gives us their best ideas and creates credibility for the solutions we are trying to work, but also their involvement helps us to change because we see things from their eyes. So this is kind of a win-win for both of us. You can't just speak about climate in the terms of mitigation or in terms of renewable energy to bend the arc of the emission-heavy growth that we've all had. You have to also think about it from the eyes of people who feel they didn't put that to happen, but they are having to deal with the consequences of it, what we call adaptation. And being able to think about both at the same time and think about a natural way of dealing with the causes and the effects is really important. The real task ahead is to pivot the bank to not just thinking about the input of education and skilling, of better healthcare, of better infrastructure, or of better work on climate, but also to think about the output of all that, which is if we get the right public sector governance and the right opportunities on regulatory policy, which we can do in working with governments, then can we create the right environment for private enterprises, small and large, private farmers, small and large, to succeed, because we know that's where the jobs will come from. So I'm trying to pivot us to the output of jobs, because 1.2 billion young people in the developing world will become eligible for jobs in the coming 15 years. Currently, those same countries are on a pathway to generate 400 plus million jobs. That's a big gap. Forecasts are not destiny. We can change it, but we have to do something about it. That's the focus.